Hey there, Gemini, and welcome back to Unicorn Tarot for your monthly reading. This is going to be a reading for the month of July, and we're going to take a look at past, present, and near future energies. Also, Gemini, if this reading resonates and you want to book a personal reading, all the information about how to do that is in the description box below. Also, Gemini, if you enjoy what I do, please consider buying me a cup of coffee. Donation link is below, and any and every amount is greatly appreciated. And lastly, I've linked all of the tarot decks that I use below. I always get asked about this deck, so I've just linked all of them below if you want to check that out. Okay, so the main energy for your reading this month is the Six of Wands. Success. Lots and lots of success happening for you. And I do see some confusion here. I do see some internal conflict, internal turmoil happening for you here. But overall, the energy for this month is success. Big, bold, capital letters. In the recent past, you get the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Emperor. You're kind of bouncing back and forth in the recent past between two different energies. I want a new beginning. I want to have a new beginning in love. I want to start over here. And me, myself, and I. Now, me, myself, and I is not just, oh, let me focus on myself. Let me focus on my career, my job, my internal growth. This is me, myself, and I coming from a very ego place. I don't want to be vulnerable. I want to be in control. I want things to happen the way I want them to happen when I want them to happen. This isn't really an energy which characterizes you, so I'm kind of surprised, wondering where this is coming from. But there is very much like a, oh, let's have a new beginning in love. No, no, no. Me, myself, and I'm not budging. I'm not moving. So we'll see what that's about. In the current situation, you get the Temperance, the Five of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. There's an internal conflict happening for you. On the one hand, you're showing me, I feel this energy of a loss. So either you lost a connection, you lost a job, you lost something here. And you're showing me that energy is surfacing for me in the current situation, right? But there's conflict surrounding it. I don't know what this conflict is about. I'll clarify this in a minute, but you're showing me, look, I'm not too concerned, to be honest. Like, regardless of what's happening, I know that in due time, in divine timing, it's all going to get resolved. So no sweat off my back. Yes, it's a little bit of a difficult energy. Yes, I still have to cope with this and kind of process it, but I'll be fine. I'll make it through it. It'll just, divine timing is at play here. In the near future, you get the Seven of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the King of Swords. This is you. I don't assign gender to my card. So you're definitely showing up here in the near future. There's some resistance here for you, but again, you're like, look, it's just a matter of time until this resistance is going to come down. Whether this internal resistance, where you're trying to fight something, like internally, we're like, no, 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 stay back. Whether it's resistance from somebody else, you're very much kind of like dealing with things this month, but it's really not weighing too heavily on you. It's not an energy of like, oh my gosh, I can't stop thinking about this. I'm dreading this. I'm afraid. None of that. It's just kind of like, okay, whatever comes, I can take it. No biggie. Very, very much like I got this energy. So I like it. Let's see. Let's clarify the Six of Wands, which is the main energy for your reading this month. Oh, come here. Of course, all three cards. That came out in reverse, and these two came out upright. Now, all my cards are in the upright, so the fact that that came in reverse is actually very, very positive. You get the Four of Cups in reverse, the Strength, and the Six of Pentacles. So I'm just going to flip this over for my own visual sanity. But what you're showing me is I'm not unhappy, right? Despite the difficulties, and you are dealing with somebody else here. There is another energy here. You're showing me I'm not unhappy. I'm not disappointed. Like, yes, for some reason, maintaining this equal give and take, this flow with this other person is difficult, but I'm doing it. I'm overcoming this successfully. So this would be an example. This is just an example. Let's say you're divorced and you have to deal with your spouse or your ex-spouse, right? It's like, it's not easy to maintain this equal give and take, to maintain this flow, to make sure that everything's kind of working. But you're doing it. You're like, it's difficult, yes, but I'm doing it. And I'm not like sad or unhappy about it or dreading it. Like, I'm good. I'm at a place where I'm successfully able to cope and deal with these energies. So I like that. Let's look at the recent past. I want to see what the Two of Pentacles is for you in the recent. Oh, you're very chatty today, Gemini. Just flipping out all these cards. The Two of Pentacles is clarified by the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Cups, and the World. you're kind of bouncing back and forth between, do I want to talk to them? Should I just emotionally detach? There was an ending here, and there's a cycle here which is coming to an end. And you're showing me like, what's the best way to get this cycle to close so we can start a new cycle? Whether it's, I want them back, I don't want them back, it doesn't matter. Something here has come to an end, and you're like, okay, let's close off this book, let's start a new book. But you don't really know what the best way to get to this new book is. Is it through conversation, through communication, through talking? Is it through completely withdrawing your energies and emotionally disconnecting? You're not really sure. So there's a little bit of bouncing back and forth between, okay, let's just talk this through. No, forget it. You're dealing with a brick wall. I'm just emotionally disconnecting from this. So there's a little bit of confusion here in the recent past as to what the best course of action is to get to this new chapter. Let's look at the Ace of Cups in the recent past. Ace of Cups is clarified by the Seven of Wands, which you get again in the near future, the Queen of Cups, and the Fool. You do want a new beginning in love here, right? You really do, but you don't want it. So it's almost like, okay, I want this new beginning in love, but ew, I don't want to be wanting this. But then on the other hand, you're like, well, but the feelings are still there. Like, I know I still love this person. This person still loves me. The emotion goes both ways. But then you're like, oh, but it's risky. It's really risky. Are we able to have a new beginning here? Yes. Could we completely wipe the slate clean and start from scratch with like the best possible energies? Yes. All those energies are available to you. But it's almost like it's a bit of a gamble. So you're like, okay, I want a new beginning in love. No, I don't want it. I don't want it. But I still love this person and I know they still love me. But it's way too risky. It's too much of a gamble. So there's a little bit of like, Gemini, two people. There's the I want a new beginning in love side of you. And then there's the absolutely not, this is crazy. There's too much of a risk. It's too much of a gamble to pursue this. Let's look at the Emperor in the recent past. The Emperor is clarified by the Hierophant, the Four of Swords, and the Tower. Some of you may have been married to this person. For others, it's just one of those really, really deep connections where even if you weren't married, you might as well have been. Like, that's the depth of this connection. Part of you really does want to heal things and really does want to fix things. You don't like the energies the way they are right now. And you're like, look, I'm able to successfully deal with these things. Like, let's heal things, let's fix things, even if we don't reconcile. At least it's not like, uncomfortable energy. On the other hand, part of you is like, well, why is this burden falling on me? Why do I have to be the one to do this? I don't want to do this. I don't want to budge. I don't want to move. I want the other person to come to me. There's kind of a little bit of an energy of the ground is not stable because you don't really know not how to pursue this. You're kind of unsure as to what you want to do. So it's kind of like, that you want to close this cycle and start a new one, right? So let's use an example. I always use this. You want to get to Disneyland. You don't know which route to take to get to Disneyland. You're like, do I take this one? Do I take that one? This one might be faster, but maybe there's traffic. But this one's longer, but oh, that's so long. So there's kind of an energy of you feeling a little bit unstable in the recent past because you know what you want, you know where you want to go. You're just not really sure how to get there. Let's take a look at the Temperance in your current situation. Temperance is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Swords, and the Hanged Man. Yeah, there's a little bit of like a roller coaster happening here for you in the current situation. But again, you're dealing with all of this beautifully because you're showing me, look, I don't know what's up. I don't know what's down. I don't fully trust myself to make any decision at this point because I keep like, one day I want this, the next day I want this, then I think I should do this, then I should do that. You're kind of a little bit all over the place. And so you're showing me if I'm all over the place, I don't know what's up, I don't know what's down, I literally feel like I'm in a washing machine, I'm just not going to do anything. I'm just going to wait it out, right? I know that with divine timing, I'm going to get the clarity that I need, and there's no point in me rushing to take action that I may regret in the future. So I'm just not going to do anything. I'm just going to pause. I'm just going to wait, and I'll just wait as long as I need to because I know that my intuition is going to come to me in divine timing. My higher self is going to essentially align me with the best course of action for myself, so there's really no rush in me taking action right now. I like it. I like it. Let's look at the Five of Wands in the current situation. Five of Wands is clarified by the High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. Yeah, same thing. You're literally showing me there's too much conflict. There's too much internal conflict for you. It could also be conflict outside of you, but this is mainly within yourself. You're like, I don't know about this, I don't know about that. And so I'm just kind of not doing anything. I'm going to sit here, I'm going to focus on myself, I'm going to focus on my stability, like really taking care of myself. This is weighing on you, right? It's not like you're just like, oh, no big deal, I don't care. You are thinking about this. This is kind of weighing on you because you want to get this resolved. Again, you want to get to Disneyland. You just don't know which route to take to get to Disneyland. And you're showing me like it is weighing on me, but I'm not going to let this weigh me down. Like I'm focusing on myself, on my stability, on my needs, my desires until I get the clarity that I need to know, okay, this is the best course of action for me. This is the best action that I should take. Let's look at the Five of Pentacles in the current situation for you. Five of Pentacles is clarified by the Ten of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the Emperor. You got the Emperor in the same row in the recent past. You are feeling a sense of loss here. Like, it's not like you're just like, oh, no big deal, right? Like, there was an ending. It was a difficult ending. You are feeling a sense of loss, whether it's losing this person, losing this connection. You are losing something. But there is also an energy here of your ego kicking in and being like, why do I have to do anything about this, right? It's kind of an energy of like, well, I want to get to Disneyland, but you're the one that has to get in the car and drive. I'm not saying that it has to completely be on you, Gemini, where you have to take all the load and you have to be the one taking action. But, why don't you both figure out a way to get into the car and drive to Disneyland instead of you dumping it on your person and being like, well, okay, you do this, but you're the one that wants to go to Disneyland. Yeah, but I want you to figure out a way to get there, right? There is kind of that energy. I also don't really feel like you're being very open and communicative with your person because this is a very closed off, rigid energy. So this is kind of like if your person's dealing with you, they're probably dealing with a brick wall. Now, again, keep in mind, this could also be your person's energy and you're the one dealing with a brick wall. I'm going to say you because this is your reading, but take it as it resonates, especially for those of you dealing with a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Let's peek at the near future and see what the Seven of Wands in the near future is. Seven of Wands is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles. You just got the Five of Pentacles here. There's a little bit of retrospect here in the near future where you're like, let me review my actions. Let me review my part of this, right? In the near future. Yes, I'm feeling a loss in the current situation, but maybe there was something that I did to contribute to this. You're kind of evaluating and assessing your actions and how it all played out in the near future. And I do see some resistance here, which is letting me know that you may be recognizing some things where you're like, okay, maybe I did have a part to play here, but you don't want to accept that fact. So it's almost an energy of like, in the current situation, you're like, it's your fault. You did this. You have to fix this. In the near future, you're kind of like, well, yeah, you did this, but it takes two to tango. I do see you recognizing some things that happened here in the past, which led to this loss, that you're kind of like, well, I had a part to play in this as well. But you're also kind of fighting that off, where it's like, I realize that I had a part to play, but no, it's mainly them. It's mainly them, right? I get it. We all do it, right? I don't know why I'm clearing my throat so much. Let's take a look at the Two of Wands in the near future. Two of Wands is clarified by the Nine of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands again. The confusion is coming back in the near future. But this time, the confusion is just like, oh no, what's going to happen? There's like some anxiety showing up here for you in the near future. And you bounce back and forth between, oh my gosh, I'm anxious. No big deal. Let's just wait. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? I need to know. It's okay. We'll just wait. Divine timing is at play. So you're bouncing back and forth between peace of mind and stressing out, feeling calm, feeling anxious. But again, there is no action that you're doing. You're not taking any action here in the near future. You're just waiting until you have the best clarity, until you know, again, what the best way to get to Disneyland is for you. Let's take a look at the King of Swords in the near future. King of Swords is clarified by the Four of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Page of Swords. Yep, same thing. You're not doing anything. You're like, I'm holding back. I'm sitting here. I'm literally not budging. I'm not texting. I'm not calling. I'm not talking. I'm not doing anything until I have complete mental clarity. Step by step, exactly what I want to do, how this is going to go, right? You're questioning everything here. So literally, you're not budging. You're not making a move until you know. I text them, they're going to say this, I'm going to say this, we're going to get together in the car, and we're going to get to Disneyland. Like, until you have the step-by-step, like A, B, C, D, E, like everything's laid out, you're not budging. You're not moving. You're not making any moves. And that seems to work for you, to be honest. Let's take a look at what the universe wants you to keep in mind this month, Gemini. From the universe, you get the Devil, Six of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. Yep. This is a soul connection between you and somebody else. It's a divine connection, and you're just evaluating and assessing. You're like, do I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? But it is living in your head rent-free. It's not like you're just sitting here and you're like, let me just toss a coin. We'll pick something. I'll go with that. No, no, no. You're thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, like literally analyzing this over and over and over again until you get this mental clarity. I do feel like you may be overthinking this a little bit too much. Like you're trying to control even the nitty gritty details. So instead of just being like, okay, I want to get to Disneyland, me, my person, we get in a car, we pump gas, and we'll take this route. You're like, no, no, no. I get in the car first or my person gets in the car first. Do I say I want to go to Disneyland or do I wait for them to say we want to go to Disneyland? Like you're really getting into the nitty gritty, which may make this a little bit more difficult for you to get to this place of mental clarity that you actually want. So Gemini, that is what I have for you. I hope this reading helped. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And of course, if you enjoy what I do, please consider buying me a cup of coffee. Donation link is below, and any and every amount is greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for tuning in, Gemini, and I will see you here on the next one.